Good morning all of you. Today I will give the idea about machining operation in CNC milling machine. I want to cut this profile. I want to cut this profile in a CNC machine. For that we using the coordination system that we called as XY coordination system. Here the tool moving in right direction towards left side, it is in negative coordination system, and if it is in towards right side, it is maybe called as positive X coordination system. In suppose the tool moving in upward directions, we using consider as direction of the tool, it is in positive Y direction. Suppose the tool moving in downward system, we consider is in the negative Y direction or coordinations. And this is the profile. With this profile we need to cut with the help of that end milling cutting tools. And here this profile having the totally the 5 cut the 6 points, also we consider as the last one is if we called as total the 7 cutting points. The first cutting this is the consider as the origin of that cutting point, that is a coordination is x0 and y0, and second one is x90 and y0, and third point is x90 and y90, and fourth one is x80 and y0, and fifth one is x10 and y100, and sixth one is x0 and y90, and the last one, seventh one, is again the x0 and y0. So this is the completely the end cutting, the end mill, all called as the end cutting with respect in the milling operations. For this I have written this here, the programming. For that it is, these are N01, N02 you consider as the program block number we called, or maybe the line number, or maybe the first line, or maybe or sequence of this program. Here the G71 is called as the metric system, and G90 is absolute cutting system, and G94 it defines the feed rate, that is in mm per minute. And here is F is considered as feed rate, and S is considered as the speed of that spindle, and M03 is spindle on, and M06 is considered as the coolant, maybe sometime it is single coolant supply, maybe multiple coolant supplies. And here again I use Z00 and Z01, and again once again the Z03 G codes are used here. These codes are defines the cutting system. Here Z00 it is nothing but the absolute cutting system, means it is initial the without cutting, means it selects the linear, maybe selects the starting point of the part program. Z01 is linear cutting, and Z03 is considered as any curves or maybe non-linear types of cutting. Here the Z00 it means it select the, once you give the Z00, so it select the origin point. Here in this profile the first coordinate system I am using as the origin or starting point of the cutting profile. Here what is suppose you want to start the program, what is the starting point? According to this, my starting point is first point, so x0 and y0 is the coordination system of that first point. So the next point, so what is that? My tool is exactly at the first point. I want to cut exactly from the first point. So next, according to this, I want to cut from point 1 to and point 2. So what is the next? So when I give the code Z01, actual cutting process is start Z001. So I start here only Z001, x0, y0, and the tool moving in the downward directions, means that what is the total depth here? It is 20. I am giving the total depth. So the tool exactly at the first point, then it start cutting from point 1 to point 2, means the tool moving from point 1 to point 2. So what is that? The first it shows the point, still my tool that milling tool is at x0 and y0, it is in the first point. So next line it indicates the tool moving from point 1 to point 2. Because of that I giving the next coordinations is the next coordinate value, that is x0, x90 and y0. So when given this coordination, means the tool moving from this end to this end, means the total cutting. So it shows the cutting from point 1 to point 2. So now the point exactly the tool at the point 2. So next point is the cutting from point 2 to 3, means we have to give the coordinate value of the point 3, that is x90 and y90, that is x90 and y90. So next again the point 4 is what is the coordination? The cutting from third point, means the tool moving from third to 4, means it is x80 and y100. And similarly the tool is moving from 4 to 5, x10 to y100. But when we reach the point 5, So 0.5 to 0.6 it is curve, or maybe it is not linear. We are not using the same code Z0, Z01. Here the two different that non-linear maybe codes, that is Z02 it is for clockwise and Z03 is counterclockwise. Here I am using here the Z03 is counterclockwise. Tool moving from 0.5 to 6 it is counterclockwise. So Z03. So what is that? I am here at 0.5, means tool here at the 0.5. The tool moved from 0.5 to 6, means I have to give this 0.6 coordination value. So that is what? That Z03, X0 and Y90. But what is the radius here? That if it is non-linear, the radius, that means the R value is 10. Then again the depth of that profile is, it is again 20. Here I am given as 20. The depth is 20. So again from 0.6 to 0.7, the 0.6 to 0.7 again it is linear cut, straight cut. Because of that I written here Z01, X0, Y0 and Z minus 20. Again the total thickness of that plate is Z20. So when we reached at exactly at 0.7, again we reached exactly at 0.7. This is the end of the cutting. So it is end at the cutting. So again I given the code Z00, means we have to take off that tool away from that profile, means Z00 and X0 and Y0. And here I am giving the Z value is any positive value, it is 10. So tool coming out of that profile. So last that is M05 is, that is spindle off, M08 is coolant off. The last M30 shows the program stop. And this is the complete, okay, the basic or maybe basic introduction of the end example of the end milling, or maybe that is CNC, the part program of the milling examples.